My name is Dr. Dipo Awojide. I'm a lecturer in strategy at Nottingham Business School in the UK. But I am also the founder of BTDT Hub. BTDT stands for Been There, Done That. We are a careers development company, an education, company that tries to improve the lives of young people. We do a lot of consultancy for schools. We help students who want to travel abroad to sort of advise on what schools, what country they should be going to, and basically help them get visas. We do a lot of work for people who are looking for jobs or those who are trying to get new jobs. So fixing their CVs, fixing their cover letters, optimizing their LinkedIn profiles, and just basically guiding them on how to ace interviews and how to be successful with assessment centers. So we actually started Career Masterclass with Dipo because we wanted to positively influence the employability of young Nigerians. We wanted to ensure that more young people, between the ages of 21 to 35, sometimes we have some people who are 40 years old who attend our masterclasses. We wanted to ensure that that more young people are employable, that they have core employability skills needed by the private sector or by the public sector. So training them on things like emotional intelligence, report writing, on how to solve problems, on how to be creative, in the workplace, and basically on other things like say Microsoft Office Masterclass. We also organize Microsoft Office Masterclass so that young people have the basic knowledge of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Access, Outlook, just to get them work ready. Because a lot of people actually say there are no jobs out there. Of course, there are not too many jobs out there in Nigeria, but of course, again, we can also say that there are some jobs, but a lot of young people don't have the transferable and employability skills needed to actually succeed in those jobs. So I think it boils down to how how skilled these youths are. So what sort of skills do they have? A lot of our graduates come out of uni without having any sort of leadership skills, team working skills, communication skills. All of these are basic skills that graduates should have a bit of. I mean, if they attend an interview, for example, they should have a few sentences, a few experience that they can actually share. But a lot of people don't. They are not, first of all, aware of these skills, and some other people who are even aware of the skills don't actually possess these skills. So to an extent, we can say it is the fault of these young people. Once you graduate out of uni, your own personal and professional development becomes your total responsibility. It is not of the government, of your family members, of friends, of the university you attended anymore. But again, we can also say that this problem can be situated with the curriculum, in our federal and state universities. A lot of our curriculum in these federal and state universities are dated. So students basically just learn practicals, learn things from couple of years back that does not necessarily have any. I mean, it's important, it's good to learn the theory, but of course the curriculum has to be adapted in such a way that young people have practical skills that relates to what the labor market is asking for. So we actually we chose to. We didn't really choose to start looking for sponsors initially. We got people actually making requests and coming to us to say, is it possible for us to sponsor people in my community, or to sponsor people in my state or in my senatorial district, so to say. So it's been very good so far, because we have actually trained about, I'd say, 1,000 people in the last 6 to 8 weeks. So we had Akin Labi sponsored 150 people in Akure, sponsored 150 people in Ibadan. We had another group, iServe, that actually sponsored 150 people as well in Enugu. We have also hosted this masterclass in Lagos and Abuja. The first 2 masterclasses we hosted in Lagos and Abuja were paid for by individuals themselves. And we also hosted one yesterday, which was paid for by Senator Gbenga Ashafa. So it's a mixture of getting sponsors and also individuals actually paying, community leaders, politicians, if you like, community groups as well, actually paying to sponsor our masterclasses to have a positive impact on the lives of young people that live within their community. I mean, I think we do have a lot of money, and some of my friends actually disagree with it that Nigeria is not a rich country. I think if we spend, if sums that are allocated are spent judiciously, I think at the end of every year, or at the end of every political cycle, which is 4 years, we would see what exactly the government has achieved. We would see in every sector, in the health sector, in the education sector, we would actually see what exactly has been done. So yes, more money, but of course it's not just about money. So the curriculum of the university that I attended, and of course a lot of my other friends, across our federal and state universities, as I said earlier, is quite dated. So we need to update our curriculum, because in the UK, I'm a lecturer in the UK, and what we do on a yearly basis is we refresh, most of the modules, if not all the modules, all the courses. Everything is actually looked into. There's constant, continuous improvement. So that, is one major difference. Also, investment in, research and development. There's a major, difference between how much attention and amount of money is invested in that in the UK, and I guess in Canada and the US as well, when compared to Nigeria. Staff development on a yearly basis is a priority. That doesn't happen in Nigeria, unfortunately. So unemployment in Nigeria, I think it ties back once again to the curriculum. So what sort of graduates are we producing? Are we producing job seekers, or folks who, graduates who would be creating jobs at the end of their university degrees? So what I would like to see is change our curriculum, or adapt our curriculum in such a way that we start producing more job producers, or folks who can actually set up entrepreneurial businesses, have their own startup, and employ other people. That way, they are employing themselves and employing perhaps 10, 15, 20 other people. That would significantly reduce the amount of people who are looking for jobs. But again, the government has to do a lot of work in ensuring that the environment is conducive for businesses to thrive. The government has to think about ways of creating jobs. The country has to, be more or less dependent on the oil sector. So if the country was industrialized, for example, we would get more people actually working in manufacturing sector. Nigeria is a huge market. Africa is a huge market. We can actually think about products that we can sell to the world. I mean, it's okay to import into the country, but when we mainly import, things that can be produced in Nigeria, then we are just consuming what the world is producing and not exporting anything out. So it would be nice to see an industrialization drive in the country, where maybe a party comes on board and say, we actually want to start investing more in the manufacturing sector to ensure that more Nigeria produces more, and that way a lot more people are actually going to be employed. But of course, the government has a huge role to actually play in this. So for young Nigerian youths, what they need to do to get their dream job or to land a very fantastic job is to brand themselves excellently. So they need to fix their CV, fix their cover letter by a professional, get someone to optimize their LinkedIn profile, and they need to start networking. And because a lot of jobs are not advertised, a lot of people actually get jobs via referrals. So they need to network with influential decision makers. It might be young people who are in their late 20s, early 30s. When you say referrals and network, people actually think it has to be someone who is in their 50s or 60s. It's not always the case. So they need to get themselves ready, attend networking events, basically brush up their skills, be ready, be sure that they have, even if it's a basic knowledge of Microsoft Office, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, that they have high emotional intelligence, that they are creative, that they can multitask, that they have team working spirit, because you're going to work with, whatever organization you get a job, in most instances, you're going to work with other people. So they need to be able to show that or demonstrate that they can work with other people, have communication skills, and be able to show that they are adaptable and flexible. And once they are able to develop all these core skills and they brand themselves excellently, I think that they will be in a better position to land their dream job. Once again, we have to go back to the education sector and think about what exactly are the jobs of the future. What are the jobs of the future, so to say. So I say, and this is very, very controversial, I say sometimes that not everybody would go to university. And some people disagree. A lot of people don't even wait for you to explain, offer an explanation to justify that. We have polytechnics, we have technical colleges of education. No one takes them seriously. So it would actually be good for the federal and state government to actually invest in vocational and technical education. So not just in universities, because a lot of the jobs in Nigeria, does not even require you to have a university education. And the jobs of the future, a lot of them are not going to be white-collar jobs. Some are going to be blue-collar jobs. A lot of people are going to, work in informal sector. And I think it is important that we start speaking a bit more about technical education, vocational education, and ensuring, because a lot of people are going to work in the customer service sector. So working in the hotels, working in large multinational organizations, where they will just be customer service representatives. You don't need a university degree for that. The mechanics on the road, the plumbers, we can actually standardize all these trades and all these informal sectors, so to say, and ensure that there's a level playing field, so to say, for everybody.